Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video I want to talk about how to become a top Airbnb host. Everything from what locations work all the way through to running the operations. So let's start first and foremost with the property types. In my experience, every property type works. You know, I've got things from 1-bed studios all the way up to 10-bed houses, you know, and everything in between. 2-bed flats, 3-bed flats, houses, detached houses, semi-detached houses, blocks of flats. So in my experience, the property type doesn't really come into it. You know, it's not a massive factor in your decision. What's more of a factor is the location. So location is everything in this. And I think one thing that people forget about is that people are not coming to stay in your property. They're coming to use your property as a hub to experience the area or work in the area. You know, so those are the two main reasons that someone is going to be coming to stay in your place. Don't get me wrong, we need to be, you know, in line with the competition, if not better. We need to be offering a very clean apartment, an easy solution, and everything else that we'll talk about in a bit. But the main reason that they're coming is to visit the area. So location is key. Now for me, you've got two types of locations. You've got, well, three in fact. You've got your city location, which typically also doubles up as a work location and a tourism location. Most major cities, people will come to visit on weekends, see families, concerts, events, that type of stuff, but they'll also attract a lot of regeneration work, and there's a lot of building and construction going on, which then naturally leads to the contractors, as well as the business traveller coming up to have meetings in city centre offices, that type of thing. So good city locations tick the boxes for weekday occupancy and weekend occupancy. We then have the tourist only, Cotswolds, lakes, peak districts, places like that. Now don't get me wrong, these places can have fluctuations of activity through winter months and all around sort of hiking and travelling, but typically they see massive booms. You know, south coast type destinations, Newquay for example, places like that, they will see huge uplifts in the summer months and the tourist travel months, which typically revolve around the school holidays, April, July and August. They'll also maybe get pockets within December, New Year's Eve, that sort of thing. So they are a bit different. You may not be 85-95% occupied in those properties, but your 60% occupancy might make you that much money that you don't need to then, you know, be as occupied in all the other months. So location is key. And there's a few really easy ways to do it. If you jump on my channel, I show you how to analyze an Airbnb unit. I've got plenty of videos on that, and it shows you how to check the demand using Airbnb as a tool. Very simple structure. So I'm not going to go into that now, but there's plenty of other videos on the channel. Just before we go any further, if you are liking the content that we're putting out, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification to make sure you get notified of every video. And as always, please feel free to leave any comments or questions below and we'll get them answered for you. Now, location we've covered, property type we've covered, now into the operation. So the operation will be just you as you start off, but then as you scale, you want to start getting a team around you as quickly as possible. The thing with most service accommodation businesses are they're very lucrative, they can earn you a lot of money, so people don't just want to stop at 1 or 2 units, you know. If that's you, then this might not sort of accommodate you, but for those that want to scale and want to scale en masse, you're going to need to put a team around you. Now, you have different types of teams, but in essence, you want an internal team, which is something that you control, you have meetings with regularly, they run your operations, you can trust them, you give them the autonomy to make decisions, and, you know, naturally they do a very good job for you. So my team right now, we have, you know, a logistics manager that looks after the cleaning, the linen and the maintenance. 3 important roles that make a service accommodation business tick. If you haven't got your cleaners, you know, your cleaners are your eyes and ears on your properties, as well as obviously making sure that they're turned around and going to provide a good experience to the next guest in. They're also going to report any damage, and therefore that damage needs to be fixed by your maintenance team. And then we need the linen suppliers, whether you're running the linen through a laundrette, whether you're hiring it in, or whether you've got your own. There's various different ways to do it. It still needs managing. So those are the 3 key areas, and you need somebody to run that operation for you. Because if you're doing that, it's going to take a lot of your time up, and that can potentially stop you from scaling. The next piece of the puzzle is obviously guest handling. Now, as you scale, you'll get more and more guest handlers, but the great thing is one guest handler can handle a lot of properties. You have your peak check-in times and check-out times, which are typically Monday nights, Friday nights, and Sunday sort of mornings is kind of your peak checkout times. Fridays as well when the contractors leave. So you need to staff up around those times, and you can maybe have less staff throughout the other times. But the main thing is getting it off your plate. Your guests need an experience. Your guests need to know that they've got someone to contact. Your guests need help if they get stuck, they can't find the location, the boiler doesn't work. Somebody needs to be doing that for you, and you can't do that if you want to scale. So for me, you've got to look after your logistics and you've got to look after your guests, and they're two key roles that form part of a successful service accommodation business. Now within those roles, you've then got the technology to support your business. So for me, that comes down to channel managers and a good sort of company CRM document store type tool. I say all the time, I use Uplisting as a channel manager. If you would like a lifetime discount on Uplisting, please comment below and ask for the link and I'll give you it. And I also use a platform called Basecamp right now, which effectively is a communication tool for our team. Also allows us to set up projects, run things through, make sure that we're on top of everything, have team charts, and just basically it's just an all-in-one communication tool for our company, as well as being able to store documents and set timelines, to-do lists, everything like that. I used to use Asana and Slack, but I've now combined them together in Basecamp, which has been great for us, and I'm absolutely loving it at the minute. This may change in the future, so depending on when you're watching this video, I might have moved on, but right now, great tool that we're exploring and we're using, and it's serving the team really well. But your channel manager effectively runs your whole business, so it communicates to your guest handlers what's coming in, what guests are coming, whether they've done their identification verification, whether they've uploaded their deposits, and it also serves as a messaging platform for them to speak to the guests. It will notify the cleaners that we've got cleans, so when then moving into the logistical side of things, and then we use an app called Get Properly, which then links into that, and therefore the cleaners can upload before and after photographs, they can tick off their task list, they can GPS track in to time themselves, and that then allows my logistics manager to flag any maintenance quickly and get onto our in-house maintenance team to get over to the property and get them turned around before the next guest comes in. So really important that you put all the pieces of the puzzle together. Hopefully you can start to see that one person could not do all this if you wanted to scale. If you've got 5, 10, 15, 50, 100 properties, there's no way in the world you could do this yourself. So you need to get people around you. One of the biggest regrets I've got is not doing that a lot sooner. I tried to do too much myself at the beginning, thinking that, I was macho man and I had this entrepreneur ego, and, I just wanted to do it all. I felt like I had to do it all or I wasn't a success. That's so far from the truth. The minute that I offloaded the operations, I scaled the business. I think 700% was the last calculation. It absolutely flew because I was able to work on the business, not in the business. I was able to create better relationships. I was able to push the business in the right direction and, create ideas, bring more profit lines into the business. And it just helped us scale, helped me manage the team. I could lead better, and obviously we could get a better efficiency from every single staff member. So really important that you think about where you want to go, but location, property types, you've got to get them right. Then you've got to get your team right in the middle, and that will deliver a good guest experience, and then you can drive more and more bookings, you can take more and more properties on, and your business starts to scale beyond your wildest dreams, really. It's only a few years ago that I started doing this, and now we've got a really successful business both here in the UK and in Dubai, and we'll continue to scale nationally, and everything's just on the up, and it's fantastic. It's a great feeling that you've done that and you've pulled it off. But the great thing is it can move very quickly with this awesome product called serviced accommodation. You don't need to own the property. You can rent it, you can lease it, and you can still make great money out of it. You can make even more money out of the stuff that you do own, and it leads you into obviously bigger things such as blocks of flats, developments, conversions, and you can run them all on serviced accommodation. It really is a fantastic strategy. I hope it helps. That's kind of my top tip on how to be a successful Airbnb host, how you need to piece your company together. As always, if anyone's got any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Have an awesome day.